One of the terms that we've used since the beginning of the year is that trusted adult, right? A lot of kids talk about their go-to person,
right?
Or
Who's
something
your
that
person?
you spoke about. So can you talk about what that looks like at Rectory a little bit?
Sure. So the most important thing, we know from research done in the 1980s, Catalino and Hawkins did this incredible longitudinal study and found that the difference between people who make it and people who struggle is very often reduced down to one trusted adult in their life. So they followed this cohort of hundreds of people from childhood through adulthood, and the difference between those that were thriving and those that were struggling was the thriving people could name one trusted adult who made a difference, somebody that they had to go to. And when I was doing youth development work in the 90s and 2000s with Teague, I really delved into that research, and to me, that's the most important thing any child can have, is one trusted adult.
Yeah.
Whether it's a parent, whether it's a scout leader, for me it was a 4-H leader, whether here on Rectory we have coaches, we have advisors, we have dorm parents, we have teachers, we have administrators, we have people in our maintenance department that become regular faces to our kids, and they might just establish a relationship with the housekeeper on their dorm who's their go-to person. It doesn't matter who it is, it matters that they care, and that they can build that trusted relationship with a student where they feel like they have a confidant. And that as you know, I talk about that when kids arrive in September, and I hit it very often in assemblies for the first part of the school year, so that kids know that it's really important. And I encourage faculty here, when they see a student who's struggling, to ask them, who's your person? Everybody needs a person. We're not meant to live alone.
And that's one of the really cool things to put into context, is to understand that the counseling department is just one piece of the puzzle that goes into what we're doing. And there's so much behind the scenes leading into the year about placement and literally room assignments, advisors. There's so much that goes into it, and it's extremely intricate and detailed. And I think that's something that that the Rectory puts a lot of effort into to make sure kids are successful.
And we put a lot of thought into how those relationships may happen. Lisa Hart figuring out what sections and what classes are the right ones for students to be placed in. Admissions, figuring out which students are the right ones to join us. I just, I come in over the summer and meet with a team of administrators as we pair advisories to say, what do we know about this student, and who's the best advisor that, is most likely to meet this student in a way that they will join and build that trusting relationship that we're hoping happens in advisory. So a lot of thought in so many places, coaches, all over the campus.